Hello, everyone. I am Nishtha Gupta, the Marketing Executive Director at India IT 360. We are here today with Miss Neelama Sharma. This is the first episode of FemTech, a podcast series by the Tech Tea podcast team. And thank you so much for joining us today, ma'am. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Nishta, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay. So, firstly, let's talk more about the tech world where you're coming in from. How are enterprises leveraging digital twin technology to improve operational efficiency and predictive maintenance?
Yeah, so nowadays digital twin is one of the word which you will find, any manufacturing company is speaking about specifically.
Hmm.
And coming from a manufacturing background, I really got a privilege to work in different companies like steel, aluminum, zinc, and then further currently I'm in oil and gas. So
Okay.
specifically, if you will see around this technology, it is more around in a layman language, if I say it's a blend of IoT and AI analytics on top of that.
Okay.
And of course, there are certain machine learning algorithms which come into picture to give this insight. What we are finding out here is like there are multiple KPIs which business is actually looking for. And these technologies coming up as a lever to achieve all those KPIs.
Okay.
I'll just brief you a few about, right, in case if you will talk about steel, the process
Hmm.
digital twin specifically comes out as, you are going to optimize the fuel rate, which is actually being utilized in blast furnace. In case if you talk about sinter, there is BF returns which comes, right? So there is a huge
Hmm.
opportunity where you can make a difference, even returning, even reducing 1% of it can make a huge impact. So that's
Definitely.
all operational thing which is being achieved.
Hmm.
In case of oil and gas, if I speak, there are slug catchers and the pressure, if you are really optimizing, looking into the real-time data which is coming, also putting certain IoT behind it, and
Hmm.
further putting AI on top of it will give you the insight what a best operator could give you. So
Hmm.
this is how digital twin is coming up. It is more around having a virtual platform wherein you can see the simulations of the physical asset and achieve your KPIs. Of course, one more thing which you mentioned about predictive maintenance, and
Hmm.
there also things are coming up very nicely in terms of identifying what could be the breakdowns which may come in future. Again, there are certain trends, there are certain standards which are being fed into the system. The system keeps on learning and it gives us an indication that this is which you need to see, otherwise it may go wrong. So this is how process twin is really changing the things here, and we are realizing values in million, I'll say.
Okay. That's great to know that we're making such great advancements in the digital twin technology space. You did mention about the risks associated with it. So, to that, I would like to ask if, as digital twins collect and process real-time data, what are some cybersecurity measures which are crucial to prevent breaches and data manipulation?
Sure. So specifically, digital twin is something now, as you mentioned rightly, that real-time data is coming. Earlier, all the OT network was separate from IT network, and that's
Hmm.
why insights were really difficult to gain. The
Hmm.
moment we are bringing up information from OT network, it becomes so crucial for us to understand nothing should go wrong because it may directly impact our production.
Okay.
So for that reason, the first basic thing which we need to take care is separating the network part of it very
Hmm.
nicely in terms of putting the right thing in place, like firewall and all,
Hmm.
patching. All these things is something which you need to take care very perfectly in that terms. Also, there are certain zero trust software which is currently where we really see how we get advantage on top of this.
Okay.
So cybersecurity related thing, we need to be vigilant. There are certain AI tools also available in market, which can give you a threat prediction in advance. So
Okay.
those are the tools currently even we are utilizing, and people should look at that.
Okay. So I believe the summary or the learning for all of us from that is prevention is better than cure. And it's important to stay abreast with the trends, but also know the disadvantages associated with it. So plan in advance. Ma'am, what is one outdated tech trend that you still secretly love?
I still miss CDs. So earlier it used to be, and I'm really seeing, CDs are nowadays not even available in laptop.
Hmm.
And my college days, I can understand. I really used to have a good CD packet, that too very trendy designer, where I keep all my CDs. So that is what I really miss nowadays. And but in parallel, this shows how technology is growing. Today we are seeing something which may be obsolete tomorrow.
Hmm.
So it reminds me of the pace of what technology has taken up.
For sure. I remember even growing up, even I had a lot of CDs. We had a CD cabinet, and nowadays CD cabinet as a concept is completely non-existent. So I know what you mean. And now we are doing this on the occasion of Women's Day. And we know that, women in tech is a topic that's always out there. More and more people want to know more about how to create more opportunities to enhance women's empowerment in the tech industry. So, do you have any input on that?
Sure. So I'll not specifically, restrict to tech industry. I'll say
Hmm.
that the flexibility in work is something what any women actually needs. So, having an experience of almost 18 years, also being a proud mother of two kids, I have seen my life going up and down with all the things and challenges which comes on way, right? So, balancing both the things with justifying both the roles is something which always becomes difficult.
Hmm.
But in case in work, if we are giving that flexibility and inclusivity to the women, then definitely they comes up. I am blessed that my seniors have given me that opportunity wherein I was able to sail my boat even in certain situation. So
Hmm.
that culture can really bring up any women sustaining for a longer period in any domain. Specifically talking about tech is something which is very niche. So we should really promote people taking up and knowing them, letting them know that there are only 22% women who are specifically around tech. So that is something where we should focus on that. If you are among those 22%, just imagine where actually the visibility you will gain.
Hmm. Very true. It's actually there is a very famous line that I read somewhere once around the concept of equity and how equity is almost as important as equality, and equity is what also you spoke about, giving equal opportunity or giving enough benefits so that we all have the same platform to start from. And I think our leaders, our managers, especially for early starting career time, that's very important. So, and I think that's slowly changing, slowly but surely changing. I'm seeing more and more people around us taking the concept of work from home or work from anywhere. As long as the work gets done, we're good to go quite seriously. So, that's definitely true.
I'd like
22%
to,
is.
yeah, a few things I'd like to mention more, even the maternity benefits which has come up, and
Hmm.
also, the way the females were being given the ratings when they were actually going on maternity benefit, that has changed. So it
Yes.
is remaining same what was the earlier rating for that female. Such
Hmm.
type of initiative is really making it very beneficial for females, specifically to sustain. Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. This is, I think we're making amazing strides in the field of diversity and inclusivity, and our policies are becoming more people first. So that's great. And I'm also seeing a new trend wherein SMB companies are also joining in. Startups are thinking about this first. So I think this is a good wave to be a part of, and the future for tech is women for sure. So that's there. My last question for you would be that if you had to give one piece of advice to any woman who is trying to enter the tech world, what would it be?
So I'll say anywhere demand versus supply is something which is the key to be successful,
Hmm.
be it any area of business or be it a startup or be it anything, whatever you see in across the world. Technology is the area where specifically females are slightly less in number, but I'll say any job given to a female, multitasking is some natural things which comes by default with them, right? So I see that females should really look upon opening the doors for tech thing. On top of that, I also see that if females follow their passion in
Hmm.
terms of getting more into technology, the sincerity which they brings biologically is certainly going to help them. They just need to believe in themselves.
Hmm. Passion first, essentially. That's the idea. Okay. All right. That's about it. That brings us to the end of the first episode of FemTech by the Tech Tea Podcast.